above the high step. All right.
Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Washington Redskins podcast. On today's show, we're talking about the game between the Washington Hogs and the New England Patriots. Who got cut this week? Who got signed? This and much more live with Aaron and John. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, John?
What's up?
Excellent!
Welcome, everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode numero 525, which is the 500 and, I don't know, 25 is not ringing out to me right now. Episode.
25 is one of those scrub numbers, like 35.
Yeah, I can't.
45.
I'm trying to think of a good 25.
Or 35. Well, 35, I'm always Mark Mayhew. And 45, I think Barry Wilburn.
What about 25? I don't even think we have a 25.
Ran that?
I don't even think we have a 25 on the team right now. I'm pretty sure we don't.
Do.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Let's throw down.
I only bet on the stock market.
Yes, I'm on my way. John had like the easy listening music playing before the game, and then you left the room while you left me listening.
I left the room because my wife came home with Chick-fil-A, and I was like, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." And so you're in here listening to like your kisses on my lips because your kiss.
Wait, it goes on my lips? I thought it was on my list this whole time.
That's what I said.
I thought you said lips.
Your kiss is on my lip or list. Yeah.
You said lips.
No, I think I probably scrubbed between the two, actually.
Or you probably listed when you said it. Lisped. Your kiss is on my lisp. Your kiss is on my lisp. Your kiss.
Kisses on my list.
Enough about that. Never mind that.
We do not have a 25 on the roster right now. How about that?
Told you it's a scrub number. Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it. Everybody hates it.
No one wants that scrub number. 25.
You know what weren't scrub numbers during our game? Well, I guess we can start talking about the game. All right, actually, you know what we need to do to start with?
What?
Well, actually, what do you want to do? You want to start with game, or do you want to go into like cuts?
Oh, we can go into the cut. Let's go into the
cuts because today is actually the first cut.
I called it.
2021. I'm sure you did, Josh.
Let's talk about the cuts. All right. First of all, the latest. Did you even see the latest cut? Who got cut today?
Strowman, dude.
We talked about two dudes that would get cut. One or two dudes that you'd be like, what? Wait, that guy could have made the squad. Well, first of all, if your last name is Miller, it's not a good day for you to be in the Washington Hogs. Because if your name... Dude, they're saying St. Juice is 25? No. Really?
I thought it was 20.
Well, he sent me a picture of him that says he's 25. He may have doctored that number, though.
No, you're right. It is 25.
He's R25, dude. That's not the same.
Oh.
Where did you see it? Where did you say that there wasn't a 25 from?
There's R25 at Benjamin St. Juice and W25.
So there's two 25s.
And Peyton Barber's one of them. How did that happen?
Dude, you can't be an R. No, that doesn't count. R25 or W25 doesn't count.
Dude, there's also an R35 Torrey McTyer.
Oh,
and a W35, Jarrett Patterson. We're going to be talking about him in a little bit.
Well, yeah, we're going to be talking about these W's and R's.
And there's R45, Justin Phillips.
That's why we like to have these young whippersnappers around, like Aiden W, to set us straight. I was having this conversation with you earlier today. It's like 10 years ago, I knew the numbers of every single scrub on the team, and now I can't even keep track, like, the starters. It's like when I was 7 years old and knew, like, the quarterback's number, and that was it. I'm, like, heading back there in my old age. But anyway, all right, so we got, the young whippersnapper Aiden W, who is Shanny's son.
Shanny's son.
Who happens to be in the Discord room, which reminds me, if you guys are listening to this on iTunes or Spotify tomorrow, because we're not live on there, but if you're listening to it, make sure you tune in during the podcast, usually on Tuesday evenings, approximately 7 p.m. on YouTube and in our Discord server. And you could join the Discord server at discord.gg/5YW5YFT. That's 5YW for Washington. 5 YFT. If that wasn't confusing, I don't know what is.
Well, hopefully in the future, we'll be calling episode 625 the St. Juiced episode.
Hopefully. St. Juice, dude.
I just said that.
You said juiced.
He has a T in his name.
It's not pronounced.
Oh, is he Haitian? Just like Kevin Pierre LePaul, what's his name last year? Pierre
Louis. No, I heard this. I heard that the pronunciation guide from the team says that it's supposed to be pronounced juice.
Juice.
And Rivera just calls him Ben.
Orange juice?
Ben Juice. Ben Juice.
Ben Juice. What's up, Ben Juice? Yo, what's up, Ben Juice?
It's better than calling him BJ. B St. J. B St. J.
B St. J. B St. J. All right.
Anyway, dude, I'm excited about this Ben St. Juice guy. He looked pretty good.
Cosme looked good. Looking at the offensive line.
Wait, hold on. We're supposed to be talking about cuts first.
Oh yeah. Greg Stillman. Cut. Nick Gugamos. Who is Nick Gugamos?
I called it.
The tight end.
We called Gugamos getting cut when we went through our predictions last week.
Oh, yeah. After the game, we should be talking about Hemingway getting cut.
Garaputo?
Well, sorry, Garaputo. Cut.
Anyone named Miller? Slight surprise with Lamar Miller, our
right.
4th-string running back, but after the performance by Jarrett Patterson,
35W. No, sorry, 25W. 35W.
35. I think he's 35W.
35W.
with the performance of 35W, Jarrett Patterson. I mean, I have no idea what Lamar Miller was signed for, but he was a veteran, so he wasn't as cheap as an undrafted dude, Jarrett Patterson.
He's a former 1,000-yard runner.
Yeah, so he had to have been kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Jarrett Patterson, did we get him in a late round or did we get him undrafted?
I think he's undrafted. He's out of Buffalo. What did they say about him? What did Joe Theismann say amongst all the other stuff Joe Theismann was saying during the game? I think it was like he had 7 touchdowns in one game or 8.
Yes, 7. I think it was against Penn State or something.
I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't like it was against Akron. It was against Penn State, like a big school. What the heck? So, well, that guy's pretty much showing all of us that he deserves a chance. He might be this year's Fincher the Clincher.
I was born and raised a Skins fan since the early 80s. X Factor 357. X Factor 357, I think there's some rumors in Discord that he's a bot.
A bot?
A bot?
Really? No way.
Yeah, that's the rumor. He'll come in there at like 4 a.m. and like respond to people's texts from like 2 days prior, and it'll just be like, rifling them off, like response, and then you won't see him until
X Factor 357
until the next morning. Then the next morning at 4 a.m. he's back in there. I'm not a bot. I guess he's not a bot. Oh, he
called the hog line, remember?
Dude, I have bots call me every day. I'm just kidding. He's not a bot. All right, chill out, dude. He's not a bot, and he's not the guy that voted for me not to have a beverage before today's podcast either. Anyway, was it you that voted no?
No, I voted yes. Of course, I voted yes.
So it was tied.
46-year-old man.
It was tied. Yes. It was tied, and then someone changed their vote to yes. Oh, man, he wants to call in and use a robot voice. Well, that should be easy for you. Botman. Just kidding. I think X Factor 357 is actually Michael McPhee, who is the champion in the fantasy league, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm throwing that out there. I think so. But anyway, back to the cuts. Gugamos, did you even see him make the field?
I think I saw his jersey. I think I remember seeing his jersey on screen. I'm pretty sure. Man.
100. What? You saw his jersey on the screen. You know who all right, we got to get into.
I don't know what number he had though.
So the Greg Stroman thing, it's not that big of a surprise, you know.
Not really.
We have so many dudes that would have made the team and probably played a lot last year. They're going to get cut, which means things are looking up for our team when we have to do that.
Dude, we cut Kelvin Harmon.
Yeah,
he was a 7th round pick 2 years ago.
How did I forget that? How did I forget Kelvin Harmon?
He was like the big name. He was the real kind of big name we kind of thought.
Kelvin Harmon just got but so was Stroman. I thought he was a big name to get cut.
Yeah. I guess Kelvin Harmon, because of that ACL, he just never really had a chance to go. He had a good, he had a whole good people would put messages in papers, and nowadays they put it on Twitter. So he had a nice thing on Twitter about thank you Washington fans and everybody, blah blah blah. So that was cool.
Yeah, I mean that's just a numbers game. We have so many receivers, dude.
Yeah.
In fact, do we want to talk about the game before we think who our next cuts will be, or we should just talk about our next cuts?
Let's talk about the game. I know it was 5 days ago, but.
All right, my first impressions of the game from a what's it called? Far out view, whatever they say that in business speak. From the far out view, my first impressions when I watched, my first concern, I'm going to start with my concern, was that it seemed like even in our first team defense, we were giving up tons of yards against the run. And I thought that last year too. Why do we give up so many yards against the run? He's speechless. He's still.
I don't have anything to say. It's the first draft. It's a preseason game. Starters were in for 2 series. They held them to 3 points and 3 points.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a rookie middle linebacker.
True. So you're not concerned.
So we'll see.
All right. Other than that,
I'm not concerned yet.
Okay. Keep an eye on it. Let's just say that.
Yeah. We should keep an eye on that.
Because we had, I'm not going to look at the stats, but I kind of feel like last year we kind of bent without breaking as far as giving up a lot of yards up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to clean that up. And I thought that's what getting these linebackers were going to accomplish. But not in the first preseason. Not in the first
John
preseason.
Bostic was still in as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
we need another linebacker still, dude.
We still do. That may end up being a note for next year because, Ron Rivera spent a 6th round pick on Cameron Cheeseman,
which we will get to in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we might pick up someone that gets cut, a linebacker that gets cut. Who knows?
We might. I have a feeling someone's going to pick up Kelvin Harmon and see if he's still got something going on.
Yeah, like the Browns.
Maybe Greg Stroman too.
Or the Bengals next week?
Lions.
Tigers. Welcome, Jonathan78. Have you to the Discord room?
All right.
Welcome, dude. Have you checked the YouTube room? I don't even have that pulled up.
No, I haven't even looked in there. If you're in the YouTube room, you need to come on over to Discord.
Come over to the Discord room. The link is right
.gg.
there on YouTube. They can see it if they're in the YouTube room, dude. It's right there under John's
right
chin.
There, right here. Right.
Under John's chin. There. Yes, that's it.
Chin. Right about there.
Under your chin. Anyway, yeah, come into the Discord room and we will be able to see your comments here. Speaking of, I need to mute the Discord callers. If you want to come in on for a question or whatever, we're not going to do that right now. But if you're in the Discord and we ever have a question and answer time, you just pop yourself into the live podcast room and we'll unmute you when the time allows. That's how we can take calls on here. But anyway, back to the podcast. Let's go into the game. So that was my first impression of the defense. That my first concern. My first non-concern was Chase Young completely and utterly destroying that tackle. And
he just dipped right under his shoulder. It was just like, excuse me.
And sack fumbled Cam Newton, even though supposedly they reviewed it and said that it wasn't a fumble. Dude, that was totally a fumble. He didn't let go of that ball. He was like pulling it back down. It's like, no way. And then it doesn't matter.
I thought they got rid of the tuck rule. They got rid of that a few years ago. So I don't know. Dude,
he got destroyed. And then I heard him talking after the game about how like Cam Newton was like a big boy. He's like he's big. It was hard. It was like I had to hit him.
Dude, Chase Young looks like he's got like a size 8.5 hat with those humongous dreadlocks he's got going on. They're braided. They're sticking out. He's got to have the biggest hat like ever made. Biggest hat ever made. 8.5.
You're always talking about people's head sizes on this. If we could go back through all 525 episodes and get clips of you talking about that dude's head must be a 7.5. That dude must wear an 8 hat. Like it's all over the place. 8 hat
is huge, man. That's like Bruce Bochy size. That's like Barry Bonds size, and we know how he got his head all huge.
Aiden W, the whippersnapper. Not to be confused with the red snapper. Yeah. Right. So anyway, that was awesome to see.
Let's talk about the special teams since we actually brought them up a couple times.
Hold on, real quick before we get into that. On that same play, who was yelling at Deron Payne not to jump on the ball?
Oh, geez, Louise, seriously. I know it's preseason, but you got to jump on the ball.
You're not paid to carry the ball down the field. Just fall on it. Fall on the ball. Let the offense take over. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. How come my forehead looks like I'm the Terminator?
Because you're like blowing it out, overexposing it with your bright light, and then it's like acting like the green screen wants to think it's green, I guess.
I'll be back.
You need to turn down the volume on that light. The intensity.
Yep, that's it.
Or point it away from you a little bit. I don't know. There, that looks better when that light's not on.
Okay, yeah,
it's less glaring. Maybe powder your forehead a little bit.
I should probably powder my forehead.
Or wear a cap.
Yes.
Wear like a Super Bowl 22 champion cap like me.
I got an R hat.
Dude, what's up with the hats in the 80s that were so giant? Like
the one you have on like right now, that one is just huge.
It's huge, dude. It's giant. Like if you can put the entire word Washington like vertically on the hat and still have space. It's huge.
That's what they call truckers' hats, man. My head is still like wah wah.
Dude, just turn that light off and see what happens.
I can't. Look, see. And the stadium's all dog.
All right, that looks better. That looks better, whatever you had there. You got to let the camera adjust a little bit. Oh, yeah. There you go. There. Let it adjust for a minute. Let it adjust. It's a little more low key.
Feel like I'm in a jazz club.
Okay. Quit looking
like
at yourself. Quit looking at yourself, dude.
That's true. I should stop looking at myself.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Is there a line about looking at yourself a lot?
So I can't remember the last time we had more than 2 or 3.
All right. So anyway, back to the podcast.
Yes.
You wanted to bring up special teams, so let's go.
All right. Well, that kicker we have, your favorite kicker in the world, Dustin Hopkins, Happy Hopkins, missed 2 field goals, 40 and a 50-yarder. We, like a lot of people, were saying that he should be cut, but in case you didn't notice that game,
okay.
Tress Way also had a bad punt, and that never happens. So something is wrong with the mechanics, and Ron Rivera said that like 3 times since the game has been over.
There's only one.
There's something wrong with the mechanics because they got a new guy. They got the cheese.
There's only one variable that has changed here, and it's the cheese. Now, I did hear an interesting tidbit from Ron about this. Apparently the Cheeseman has such velocity on his snaps that the ball is getting back there way faster than normal or what they're used to, and it's like throwing them off on the timing. And he's saying that they need to practice.
Cheeseman.
And there was a reporter like, well, should they be slowing it down? And Rivera's like, no, they should be speeding it up because the faster they get the ball kicked, the better.
Yeah, really.
What was that? Should they be slowing it down? No, dude, they shouldn't.
Sometimes you gotta listen to see if you can figure it out who is asking some of those questions.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting. They've got 2 weeks to straighten it out. I'd still be bringing in another kicker as a backup, as a competition type thing.
But he just signed an extension though, so I think they're trying to put all the faith behind him.
I don't care.
Like I said, Tress Way had a bad punt. He never has bad punts, so something had to be off.
What was his punting record during this game? Let me see if I can pull it up. Actually, I've got it. I've got it pulled up here. Washington.
Already?
Yeah. Well, I have the stats pulled up. Where's the kicking?
Tress Way.
Washington rushing, Washington receiving, fumbles, defense, interception, kick returns, kicking. Punting. Here we go. He had 5 punts.
Yeah.
224 yards, average of 44.8. Long of 52, and 1 inside the 20. So not a bad day for 5 punts.
He just had a punt that. I mean, does it say how many punts he has, or what like the length was on each punt? I don't see it.
I just see it all like a conglomerate. Is that the right word? Yeah, 5.
There was one that went off the side. We were going right to left, across your television dial, and he kicked it, and it kicked off like to the side, to the left-hand side. So when that happened, I was like, something might be up. Or man, Tress Way. First game, I don't know what it is.
Something to keep an eye on, but he didn't have a horrible day. He might have had one bad one. It could have been due to the cheese also. I will say the cheese didn't snap anything over anyone's head. So there was that.
No. I mean, again, more velocity is better.
I will defer to Ron Rivera for this 1 week on that, since he's in the inside. I could go back and watch
Hopkins' head.
I mean, I could go back and watch the game tape and see if that guy really does get it back there quicker. I didn't notice it, but I'm just a layman.
I was starting to watch him actually because of the bad kicks earlier. So, yeah, and he looks fine.
Okay. Cool, dude. So, let's see. It was
almost like on one of the kicks from Happy Hopkins, it was almost like he had a hitch in step because the timing was off. And I guess, a quarter second timing for that is got to be huge. So
yeah, it was like he paused or like
it was almost
hesitated.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that had something to do with the timing. Right? He's used to taking longer for it to get there, and he started to go. Was like, hold on, I'm too early. No, I'm not.
I'm too early. I'm used to what's his face.
He's used to dude, Nick Sundberg.
I was about to say the only guy I remember now is the Red Snapper. I don't even remember Nick Sundberg's name until you said that.
Nick Sundberg. Schnell. Oh, dude, now your eyes. You can see through your eyes into the back of the stadium.
Oh, can you really?
For a second. That was hilarious.
Really?
Anyway, anything else on the defense you want to talk about? I mean, I thought they'd had a pretty good outing for their first time, except for I was a little concerned about all those running yards. But, yeah, would they give up 2 field goals?
Give up 2 field goals.
But did the starting team give up anything? I don't think so. 2 field goals. Are you sure? Because they were out of there after like 2 series.
Yeah, they gave up a field goal in like the first 2 series, didn't they?
Dude, I don't know.
You heard it here first on Harry Hog Football.
I don't know, dude. No, the first let's see. They punted after 3 plays.
Okay, they punted and then they had a field goal and then they had a field goal. So I guess 3. I guess they only gave up 3.
Yeah, they gave up 3.
And I mean some of the starters were still in, but they Chase Young and those guys were sat down at that point. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, because on the first one, preseason, who cares about score? You want to see what you guys can do, if they can mess with each other, if they can do game plans, if they can not miss field goals. That's what you're trying to watch. Who cares about scores? Scores don't mean anything in preseason.
Yeah, that was a 3rd down, dude. Remember the Chase Young hit? So there was no way they scored a field goal on that.
Yeah, you're right.
So they basically scored 3, 6. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But what does matter when you see your starting stud edge rusher destroy Cam Newton?
Excuse me?
Pardon me. And I hope to see a lot more of that. Montez Sweat didn't even make the trip. He was sick. Apparently not COVID related.
This time.
This time. So it would have been even more interesting to see him in there. Did Ioannidis play? I don't think Ioannidis played.
Ioannidis hadn't played yet because he's coming back from COVID.
Yeah, so I can't wait till we have all those dudes in.
And don't forget, we've only got 2 more preseason games. We only have 3, which is great.
What's the deal with this?
Which is good. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what's the deal with this preseason game? Is it going to be like the 3rd preseason game or the normal 2nd preseason game?
Yeah, really. I mean, it really, I'd love to see it go down to 2 preseason games, but then it's just like you get 1 and then 1 for the scrubs to see who's going to be the clincher guy. So I think this will be the one where we'll see the guys a good amount. And the 3rd one's going to be, who's
scrubs, camp buddies.
Is Samus going to make the team,
Dude, I think that guy has potential.
He's definitely going to make the team. They can't put him on the practice squad or anything like that. They have to they have to put him on like the active roster, because someone's going to grab him if they put him on the
practice squad.
Practice squad.
You know who I think is going to get cut tight end wise? Hemingway. He didn't do jack this week.
He did get a concussion. And I don't know if he played with a concussion or what, but boy, he was bad in that game. He couldn't block anybody.
Dude, if he had a concussion, he's getting cut. Sorry, dude, you're getting cut. We have too many tight ends. Here's the other ones that are going to get cut.
Caleb that dude that we kept today, Gugamos, was a tight end.
Yeah, Ricky Seals-Jones is going to get cut.
I
think he is. They're not going to keep more than 3 tight ends, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's going to be Reyes, Thompson, and Bates. Bates had a good game. He had like a 20-yard catch or something.
Yeah, 4th-round pick, John Bates.
Yeah.
From Boise State. He seemed like he knew what was going on out there, too. I mean, it was kind of really cool because all four of our like first picks were in the game, and we're like none of them looked like they were scared or anything. They're just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, what did you think about Jamin Davis? Because I didn't really key on him, watching him very much.
I watched him some. He was all right. I mean, he was a step behind kind of some of the stuff. I expected him to be much better in the second game. I mean, you saw that the run was still making it through a lot in those first couple of drives. So
yeah.
It's the first game.
I was gonna ask you about this too. So Reyes had those two catches that he kind of bobbled, but he pulled them in. But
yes, he did.
What did you think about his blocking? Because I didn't really key on that either. X Factor 357 is saying wow for his blocking. So I obviously need to go back and watch the game. But
he was much better than Hemingway, that's for sure. Dude, he's just, I mean, everyone knows. I mean, he's like some specimen dude, man. He's just super built. He's super tall. He really has the potential to be one of those crossover sport guys from basketball.
Yeah.
He really, really does.
Dude, he also injured that guy that tried to tackle him.
Yeah,
on that first catch. He was just like destroyed that guy that tackled him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, yeah, I want to see him perform some more this weekend, this Friday night against the Bengals.
Yeah, we can't cut him. We can't cut that dude. He's a specimen.
No way.
So anyway, other offensive dudes. What about the wide receiver situation? Because we got a crap load of wide receivers. You already said Harmon got cut.
Obviously McLaurin, who had a good catch in the game.
A nice, beautiful catch, like over the middle for like 20 some yards. That's all I need to see from him in the preseason. That's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And our number one tight end as well.
Yeah, Logan Thomas had that nice like back shoulder catch at the
sideline.
Yeah,
he had that turn and back shoulder catch. That was nice. Very nice.
Yeah, which was good to see because it looked like him and Fitzpatrick have been playing together for a while with those kind of timing plays like that. And what about let's finish talking about the wide receivers. AGG, I have a feeling he's going to get cut, dude. He showed nothing in this game.
No.
Except a dropped 2-point conversion.
He looked exactly like I expected the first 4 draft picks from this year looking, and it was the exact opposite. Like those guys all look like, yep, we're here, professional, let's do it. And AGG looked like some high school kids, like totally out of his league. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't
think he's gonna make it. Like how many wide
receivers? Kelvin Harmon's not. I mean, it's not. Kelvin Harmon's not going to be the last one that's going to make us go, oh, that's for sure.
I mean, Dax Milne had a better game than AGG. What did he do? Did he return a kick? What
Maybe.
Did he do?
And Curtis Samuel came back this week.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Isaiah Wright was in. He had a good show. We saw Adam Humphries, DeAndre Carter, Troy Brown. Who are these people?
Dude, yeah, Dak Milnes did have a punt return for 19 yards. Pretty good one.
Yeah. Against like scrubs against scrubs. But I mean, we're going to keep De'Ami Brown.
Yeah.
Adam Humphries, McLaurin, Samuels, maybe one of the Sims.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe Isaiah Wright. Who knows?
I don't know. I think Isaiah Wright's going to be cut because here's the deal. It's going to be interesting on these kick returner and punt returner guys because like we said last week, that battle is going to be who is the last receiver. And we had Carter, Milne, and Sims. Steven Sims. Steven Sims returned 1 for 0 yards on his punt. He had one, but then he had one kick return for 32.
Yeah.
So, and then you had Danny Johnson, 2 for 39 with a long of 22 on kick returns. But on punts, we had Milnes 19 and Carter 2 for 38. So it's a kind of a battle there. All of their returns are like 20 yards, you know.
Oh yeah.
So that someone might separate themselves this week, and that's probably going to be the last receiver between those three guys: Sims, Carter, and Milne.
Yeah, a couple of these guys are definitely going to catch on with another team at some point during camp or in the first week or after the first week because their salary's not guaranteed. Yep.
I saw Brian Mitchell talking about Carter, and he was really liking how when he catches the ball, he's taken a step forward, not dancing to the side.
Like Sims. Steven Sims.
Yeah, I mean, and he's right. He was saying, like, as soon as you catch that ball, if you move forward, as soon as you move forward, it makes everyone running for you stop and adjust their angle. But if you move to the side, they're still coming forward until you start moving towards them. And he's like, the faster you move forward, that's one extra step, one extra yard you're getting. So
it seems like that should be a very obvious thing for people to understand, but you really don't see it anywhere near as much as you would think you would see it at the NFL level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just step forward. Don't dance. Steven Sims, Jr.
Yeah. That's going to be an interesting battle. We need to keep an eye on returns this week. Also, our other pick we didn't really talk about, Cosme, had a great game.
Yeah, I mentioned him earlier. I didn't really talk about him, or we didn't talk about him again. He just camped right in there. He seemed to have a pretty good game all in all. I mean, with offensive linemen, we always say the same thing. If you don't talk about him, it's because they didn't mess up.
And he has to play good, though, because we got rid of Moses. One job.
Right. One job.
So, obviously, Rivera had faith in this kid. And so far, so good. So that was pleasant surprise. I barely saw Sadiq. You know, my favorite guy. I didn't really... By that time in the game, when I noticed him, I was kind of like... It got to that point in the preseason game where you lose excitement. You know what I mean? It's like
we're just like, all right, we've seen enough tonight. You know?
Yeah. Like, okay, but I need to keep my eye on him. But yeah, I mean, the offensive line did pretty well. I think they allowed 2 sacks, 1 sack, none on Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I think Heineke got sacked a few. What did you think about Heineke?
He was all right.
Yeah, he was okay.
He's all right. I mean,
he kind of looked like a backup to me.
He looked like a backup.
Yep.
Heineke.
He looked like a backup that could run the offense. And Fitzpatrick actually looked pretty good for the most part.
I mean, this is probably the most talented team that Fitzpatrick has been with, you know, as far as just like the pretty darn good receiver core. We got good running backs. Oh, we need to talk about the running backs.
Oh, yeah. I was just, dude, while you were talking about, though, real quick, I was just thinking about how, was it 2018 in December where we had, like, Josh Johnson, butt fumble, and I don't even know who our other quarterback was. Like, we couldn't even field a quarterback, and I would take any of these 4 guys that we have over any of those dudes that started 3 years ago. That was horrible. That was horrible.
Butt fumble. Oh, God.
Remember Butt Fumble played for the team?
How could I ever forget that we signed Mark Sanchez and he played a game?
Did he play didn't he play after we signed him like 4 days earlier or something crazy? Yeah. Like we had no one to play. No one. Anyway, so we've come a long way since that low.
Oh, man.
Anyway, you were about to bring up you were about to discuss the running backs. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio Gibson looked good when he was in there. Peyton Barber scored a touchdown.
I think Barber's gonna get cut, dude.
I kind of think Barber's going to get cut because we got this little 5'8" Jarrett Patterson, 35W. and he moves. He can move around and he's one of those running backs like Barry Sanders. Just because he's so short, defensive linemen kind of lose him behind the offense when they're trying to see him behind the offensive line. They kind of lose him because he's so short.
Yeah.
I have no idea if he's anywhere near as good as Barry Sanders like Jukin, but
he had one nice
certainly
move.
Did a lot better than LeVar Miller did.
Yeah, so
and he's rookie.
I think that if Jarrett Patterson's going to make the team, they said they were going to try him out at kick returns, dude.
Yeah, I mean he's a little guy. He can get. I mean he's a little guy. He's like kind of like a little fire plug kind of guy.
We need to see his blocking on pass protection.
Definitely.
And you know how Rivera loves these guys that can play more than one position. If he can return kicks and do decent on that,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Peyton Barber's cut next week. If we see Jarrett Patterson go in this week and return a kick for 18, 19 yards, I would not be surprised if Peyton Barber's cut the next day, because
dude, Peyton Barber's has always been a guy who, if you need 2 yards, he'll get you 2 yards. If you need 3 yards, he'll get you 2 yards.
Yeah. If you need 1 yard, he'll get you maybe a yard or maybe
he'll probably get
inches.
You 2.
Or 11 inches.
11 inches, 5 foot 11 inches.
Yeah, like Barber's never really excited me. In this game, he had 6 carries for 20 yards. His longest was a 7. Jarrett Patterson, though, dude, he came out of nowhere. 10 carries, 40 yards, 12 was his longest. He also had 4 receptions for 30 yards.
4 catching. 4 receptions, yeah.
On 4 targets.
Yeah.
So he's got decent hands.
And and I don't think he caught many passes at Buffalo.
Yeah, so I don't think he did. When you run for 7 touchdowns in a game, you don't have to catch passes. 7 touchdowns
against Penn State.
7.
We're not talking about Northern Illinois. We're talking about Penn State.
And he played for Buffalo. He didn't play for a powerhouse.
Exactly.
7. That means he's responsible for 42 points. No, 49 points. Wait, 7 times 6. Points. 7 times 6, 42, right?
Yeah.
49 if you count the extra point.
Nah.
But still, 42 points on his own.
Yeah.
When's the last time the Redskins scored 42 points? When they were named the Redskins?
The whole team. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my gosh. By the way, the Hogs is going to be the name of the team. I've called it. I'm done. We're just going to go plain and simple. The fans have spoken for 30 years. They called them the Hogs anyway. I'm going with the Hogs.
Are you sure they're not going to call them the Red Hogs?
It doesn't matter what they call them. It's going to be shortened and everyone's just going to say Hogs, like Skins.
That's why I wanted to stay as the Washington football team. Then we could just call them the Hogs anyway.
I'm going to call them that anyhow. Oh, speaking of, all right, we talked about the doctored pictures earlier.
Oh, yeah. We were checking that out.
Let me bring this up. All right, so I was looking at the timeline on WashingtonFootball.com. The journey begins for the name change, and this picture popped up on here, and I'm like, what is going on with this? It's like, it's been doctored, because when have we actually played a game since we were called Washington with fans in the stands at FedEx?
Against the Raiders.
And there's these 2 dudes. This guy's obviously, they either photoshopped the jersey, which it kind of looks like they did, or it was a real dude they placed in this seat here and like photoshopped someone out. And then there's this guy all like up behind him looking somewhere else. Like, it's crazy. It's like this guy, and this guy's looking a different way. This guy back here, he's looking here. He's looking here. He's looking straight ahead. We can't see where that dude's looking.
I'm not worried about people looking at weird stuff. I want you to point out what's going on with this jersey.
This jersey,
people are going to look in different light. I mean, that could be during a commercial break, if something's up on the billboard.
Yeah. This jersey right
this
here.
This guy's going to take a picture of me. Wah!
This jersey right here, they photoshopped out where it said Redskins across the collar here. Oh,
dude, I have that jersey, except I have an Art Monk jersey. It doesn't say Redskins up there at the top.
Really?
And the Redskins emblem was either on the left or the right. I'm going to check mine right now, actually.
All right, check it, because this is like Photoshop. This is Photoshop gate.
My Art Monk jersey.
Wait, is C-Jack 17 saying that Daryl Pounds was 25? Is that what he's saying? What number was Daryl Pounds?
I don't know. This is my Art Monk jersey that is created by the same manufacturers as that one. This is what it looks like. It has the Redskins symbol on one shoulder. It doesn't say Redskins in the middle at all. But you said that down on this part, the word Redskins was muted out. On this part right here,
yeah,
we'll play the century thing.
They've got it like kind of blurred out, like it's out of focus. Right here. But here's the thing, dude. Where's his patch then? If yours has a patch on that shoulder, it's not there. Oh, it is. It's covered by his hat. You can see it. It's covered by the hat. So they didn't take that away. They just made sure the hat was covering it. So anyway, I was like, when did we play the Raiders at FedEx?
With fans.
They have like this timeline.
Year.
Like, it's like from year 2000 to 2020, we sucked on the timeline. And now and now
we sucked, and now wow!
Let's go. Woo! Anyway, the Washington Hogs are going to tear it up this year. He just wanted to say Daryl Pounds. I wish I had the sound, but
it's Daryl Pounds. that would be a great
Sonny and
bite.
Sam. It's Daryl Pounds. Who was that, Sonny? It's Daryl Pounds. Oh my gosh,
it might have been Sam who said that.
Oh, maybe, I can't remember. Anyway, enough of this, dude. Okay, where were we?
Peanut Gallery, Aiden W. said Bump Fumble's first play as a Redskin was the 90-yard touchdown, which was very. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Butt fumble. I showed Suzanne that butt fumble play like a week ago. Oh, I can just watch it over and over and over and crack up every time.
He's on the air every week too, man. He's doing like football commentary. I don't even know what station he's on. ESPN, Fox. I don't know.
I was like, how would you like it if your entire professional career was remembered by something called butt fumble?
And I mean, early in his career, they went to 2 AFC championship games, and he was called the Sunshines. But no one calls him that now. We all just call him butt fumble.
That matters not. It's now butt fumble. Oh, dearie dear. Oh, dearie dear. Oh my goodness. Okay, what were we talking about before we got off track with butt fumble?
Daryl Pound, butt fumble, and Josh Johnson, and what a terrible year that was with all those quarterbacks. Josh was going up from Raleigh so he could fill in on offensive line.
Those were some dark days, dude.
Yeah, they were.
Really, really, really dark days. So anyway, all
right, so coming up this week, Friday night versus the Bengals. You need to pick need to pick 3 players that you're going to watch this week.
Ooh, 3?
3.
Well, I know the
we
first
did 3
one.
last week, and I said Jamie Davis, Samuel Cosme, and Benjamin St. Juste.
Oh yeah, how did Benjamin St. Juste do?
He did fine.
That's it? That's your report?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's who I'm going to watch this week.
Nothing. Yeah.
I said Sadiq last week, but I didn't really see much of him. Sadiq. I also said I wanted to see Heineke, and I thought he played okay.
Yeah, played okay. I think you wanted to see Cole Luke.
Who's that? You mean Cole
He's a
Holcomb?
quarterback. No, Cole Luke. He's a quarterback. He's got a real number and everything. It doesn't have a letter on it.
He's getting cut. I
Cole
think.
Luke cut.
Do we have any other linebackers we can look at all? Because we're really slim still with those dudes.
Well, we got John Bostic, who, Cole Holcomb, and that awful haircut. Dude, I saw Khaleke Hudson in there. I want to see. He's going to be one of my 3 players. I want to see Khaleke Hudson.
Khaleke Hudson, yes, he's going to be.
Hudson.
I want to see him.
See what we've got with him.
Studi Mayo.
Studi Mayo.
David Mayo. No, Khaleke. And
I want to see that. I want to see William Jackson III and see what he does with a little bit more time. See if he is as good as he says he is.
Dude, he got burnt once, didn't he?
He got burnt once in that game.
Yeah. He needs to step up, or he's gonna get. Khaleke Hudson, yes, that's a good one, because hopefully he can take the place of John Bostic.
I thought he was in there a good amount with the 3rd team mostly. But I mean, he was one of those names who stood out. And at the end of the play, you saw him like getting up from the tackle and the back of his jersey and everything. So
yeah,
those are 2 of my people that I want for this one. And I want to see what Samus Reyes is going to do this week.
Yeah. I mean, I need to watch the game 2 to 3 times before the next podcast, because the first time I just generally watching it, and then I started watching some of it last night before I went to sleep, just like looking at the trenches more.
Yeah.
But I need to watch the game just once overall, like a normal viewing. Once again, just looking at the lines, and then start keying on people.
Yeah.
C-Jack is saying he wants KJ Wright. Bring him in, dude.
KJ Wright.
If KJ isn't right, I don't want to be wrong.
Let's see.
Man.
All right, so who are the other of your 3 that you want to see this week?
Wait, who did I say?
It's really more than 3 for all of us, but those are the 3 I'm focusing on.
I want to see Khaleke Hudson also.
And Sadiq.
I want to see the return game. I want to see who's going to be the returner, who's going to take the lead in that. So those guys.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to see some more of John Bates too, because he had that one long catch. And I want to see like key on his blocking some more, because that's going to be huge if he can be a blocking tight end that can also have the threat of catching, and not just known as a blocking tight end. Which I think when he was coming out of college, they were mainly saying he did a lot of blocking and he was a good blocking tight end. But if he can catch, and he has hands,
he's kind of athletic.
He had a 19-yarder, and he looked the part.
Yeah.
So I want to see that.
He did look like Bumble, who Aiden W put up in our Discord chat.
Yeah. So you can go in the Discord chat and watch is that a picture? Or is it the actual play?
It's a GIF of the play.
Oh, you got a GIF in there. Anyway.
But.
The bot is also saying that he would like to see DME Brown. Like, we didn't see that much of DME Brown. Did he have a catch or 2? I think he did
have a catch. That dude's fast.
Yeah. And I want to see Samuel.
Curtis Samuel, see what he can do.
I want to see him. I want to see Samuel, DME Brown, and McLaurin in there all at once, because that is going to wreak some havoc if this guy is as good as he says he is.
Basically, like you mentioned earlier, this may end up being like the third preseason game this year, except it'll be the second this year. So we may see the most of the starters, and yeah, I want to see these guys, see if they're ready. All of them, everybody. I don't care if you got an R or a W after your name or number. I don't care.
Dude, DME Brown had 2 catches for 16 yards, which means average of 8 each catch, because his long was a 9, so he caught a 9 and a 7. If my math is right.
Yes.
So yeah, I want to see more of that. Dude, the ball got spread around a lot. You notice how many different people caught a pass in that game?
Oh yeah, I don't even remember how many. It was a lot. It was a lot early. It wasn't like going through the third draft, like through the third round of people going out there, like the third team. I mean, this was like in the first team and the second team.
17.
Spread the ball to everybody.
17 different players.
Total, yeah.
Caught at least one pass. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 9 players caught at least 2 passes. 9 out of the 17. I mean, he's spreading it around, and there weren't nearly as many dink and dunk passes either.
Oh, it's so nice to see. So nice to see Fitzmagic like just throw the ball out there.
Yeah.
You know, there are a couple 50-50 balls out there. See if these guys can pull them down. Again, the score doesn't matter. We got to see if these guys can do what the coaches need them to do.
Fitzpatrick, 5 of 8, 58 yards, 7.3 average per pass, which is a lot better than our negative 2 yards per pass we had with Smith last year.
Yep. Jaden McKissick could get cut.
Even Steven Montez looked like a professional quarterback.
He was in for a good amount of time, and I think you're exactly right. He looked better than I've ever seen him look.
Yeah. And for those Heineke fans out there, like Taylor Honeygoat in the chat room,
And myself.
he was 9 of 15 for 86. He took a sack though. Yeah, so our starting.
I think on that sack that it was a running back and a tight end did not, and I think it was Hemingway that didn't have the block, or the running back just like bounced off of him. I don't even remember who that was now.
So our starting O-line, I guess, did not allow a sack then, because Fitzpatrick did not take one.
He did not.
So we need to give our games and kicks, dude.
Oh yeah, we do.
We're already almost an hour into this thing. We gotta get this show on the road.
Do you have the audio files?
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award, brought to you as usual by Triangle Casket Store.
Triangle Casket Store.
All right, let's go. You go first,
All
dude.
right. Game balls, Chase Young.
Okay, well, my game ball is gonna go to.
What else? I can do like the little like shoulder duck he did, and she just went right around that humongous lineman.
He posterized that guy.
He posterized that guy.
All right.
It was nice.
I got to give mine to Patterson though, dude. This undrafted dude. He's either undrafted or the 7th round. I don't remember those guys. Dude, he had 10 for 40 rushing and 4 for 30 passing. He had a great day and made a name for himself. Also, that dude grew up a Redskins fan. He grew up a Redskins fan, and he's from the area. So, you know, he's pumped. He's pumped.
Yeah.
He said it was like a dream come true. I saw in his interview afterwards. So, yeah, hopefully that guy will like keep it up and make the team, because he seemed very, very excited after the game.
Oh yeah.
Okay, in the peanut gallery, the first game balls of the year coming from C-Jack, Patterson, and no one else has put theirs in yet. So if Shanny's son wants to put one in there, and the bot and whoever else is in the room, go ahead and put it in the chat. Meanwhile, we are going to think about going to...
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award, as usual this year, our new yearly sponsor, same as always, Rid-a-Poo. For all your septic needs, choose Rid-a-Poo. Available at True Value and other fine hardware stores. This just in. A surprise Dockery report.
Oh no!
Just kidding. He's no longer on the team.
Good or bad? Oh,
No,
okay.
I accidentally hit the button. Anyway,
I love you guys, man.
we love you too, Will the Fifth. Speaking of, Will the Fifth was in the chat room this earlier today, like talking about how he hates all this Red Wolves talk.
Man,
It's gonna be the Hogs, dude.
I get it, because I mean you've got like a almost 90-year-old franchise. We don't want to be called the Red Wolves.
No, this is not some expansion team or junior high team.
It's not the Jacksonville Jaguars
This is a classic team.
or the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, it's not just some team that they pulled off the street.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead and do your kick.
Well, my kicking ball goes to Kelvin Harmon. Sorry, dude. Them's the breaks.
You know what? C-Jack17 gave the obvious one in the chat room here. So since he's doing that and giving his to Dustin
DK,
Hopkins,
the Happy Hopkins,
who we were all yelling cut about, I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt once because of Ron Rivera's comments about the snap and the timing stuff.
About the cheese man.
So I'm going to give mine to AGG for dropping the 2-point conversion that could have tied the game and sealed his place on the team. He had it in his hands, dude. He had it in his hands.
He did. He did have it in his hands.
Her life was in your hands, dude.
I'm talking about drawing a line in the sand, dude. Across this line, you do not.
Yeah, dude.
Pilar?
Anyway, anyone else in the chat room want to give theirs before we close this thing out? Because we've gone a long time for this preseason game.
It's just because we're so pumped.
All right, I think that about rounds it out. Like to give a shout out to all our friends in the chat room throughout the week. This week's game is on Friday at 7:30. Sound right? 8? It might be 8. Anyway, don't miss the game. It's on Friday at some point. Yeah, check us out. 8 o'clock.
It's
All right,
at 8 on NFL Network. Tickets $13.
Sweet. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on our website. Discord's the place to go, though.
It really is.
So get in there. That's discord.gg/5YW5YFT. What else you got, John?
Let's go!
Let's go.
Yeah!
Let's get ready for the season, boys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Hogs. Sounds great. Hail to the Hogs. And if you see a Cowboys fan, you know what to do.
Joker!
Joker.
Yeah.